Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of our 2-part series on Airsoft sponsorships. Whether you're an individual, a team, or you want to get into reviews, I have the tips and the tricks that have worked for me and from Airsoft industry insiders. I've been speaking to the big names and the companies all around the industry and getting their advice to help share it with you. Now, if you haven't watched part 1, give it a click right over here and you can watch it. It sets the foundation for this video and gives you guys kind of the core tips and tricks to get started up to the team portion. And then from here, we're going to take that and run with it into some more advanced and long-term strategies into getting you growing and getting you those sponsorships, as well as that resource I use. And it's a resource I go and I look at every single week to help this channel improve so I can create a better product for you guys and have a better video quality every single week. But enough about that. Let's dive right back into the countdown with number 6. All right, so for number 6, we're going to be talking about team and individual sponsorships. And these are more for the people who are getting into doing like gameplay footage, first person, whether it's a team or an individual. And there's a lot of fantastic channels out there that are doing that very successfully. I mean, guys that do amazing gameplay footage. So I think there's a couple things you need to understand about this. And also a lot of this does wrap over into the general sense of things. It's a lot more difficult to get a sponsorship for a team than it is for an individual. And here's why. If I'm the retailer, let's say you're coming to me as a local retailer and you're saying, Jonathan, I would love for you to sponsor my team. I would love to get maybe a BB sponsorship and some gas sponsorship, so at least to have my consumables covered. So for me, that cost is X dollars. If you come to me as a team, and let's say you have 5 people on your team, that number is now 5 times as much, and that costs me a lot more. So if I have you as an individual player out there sponsored, I get exposure. And that team, there might be 5 or 6, but all of you guys are gonna be playing together. So how much more exposure am I getting? Am I going to get 5 times the exposure? Honestly, probably not. In fact, definitely not. And that is gonna kind of hurt you guys. But that's not to say that you don't do that. It's just saying it's gonna be a bit more of a challenge to get a team sponsored, especially at like a regional level, than not. All right, number 7, and this will be a zinger as well for you guys. I know I'm gonna get a lot of, oh, Jonathan's out of this one. 18 and up. Now, it doesn't mean everybody has to be 18 and up when we're talking about a sponsorship deal, but when you're looking at companies, there are some challenges when you're not 18 and up. For example, if a company is going to give you a gun as a review product to review, if you're under the age of 18, let's say you're going to a big manufacturer, even a local retailer, there are legal implications of handing someone under the age of 18 a gun, an airsoft gun. You have to be 18 years old or older to purchase an airsoft gun. So to have you as the sole person of the business and the business entity or the person, the reviewer, not be 18, you could be in a big challenge. So what I'm saying here is make sure you have someone in your group or partnership, even if you meet all the other criteria, that you have someone who's of age and of 18. And this gets even more complicated when you start working with the big manufacturers and you start doing loan products or getting direct product from them outside of the retail space. There are non-disclosure agreements you're gonna have to sign, especially if you get a product early, that you're gonna be shooting a video before the public knows about that product, and you're gonna be holding on to that product and then releasing the video after the fact on the release date. There's gonna be NDAs involved and all that legal stuff. And if you're not 18, you're not gonna be able to sign those documents, or it's gonna be a big challenge if you're not 18 or you don't have someone on your team or organization that is 18. All right, number 8, relationships matter. And this is really important. For me, this has been gold. It's not just the contacts. It's not just having great content. It's not just the longevity. It's not having a lot of subscribers and having an audience. What's really important, I mean, absolutely important, is the relationships with these companies. Going to events like SHOT Show, and I know that's out of the range for a lot of you guys because you have to provide a lot of credentials to get into SHOT Show, but also going to major events where manufacturers and retailers are there, whether it be, some stuff on the West Coast like John Lew's events, going to like American Milsim events, or any major airsoft game or airsoft expos in your area, and building those relationships. The reason I was able to get the podcast off the ground and work that deal where I could actually have access to the store and be able to pull product off the wall, talk about it during the show, and then put it back on the wall when the show was over, was because I built a relationship with that local shop owner, and it wasn't something that happened overnight. So remember, relationships positively do matter in this, and you're gonna take some time to build those. So maybe it is spending some money professionally, going to a major national event and spending that time talking to that retailer. Don't suffocate them, but spend some time building a business relationship, and having that face-to-face interaction does go a long way when working with someone. Next up is play well with others, and this matters a lot as well, because if you're not presenting yourself professionally, whether it be online, in social media, in person, in anything, your persona out there is not sharp, polished, clean, and professional, or at least nice, you're not going to get any work. And trust me when I tell you this, every retailer, and especially every major distributor and manufacturer, the big guys out there, are going to check you out, and they're going to pay long and hard attention to your social media posts and what you guys do. It's going to be really critical that you're not causing controversy. Now, it's fine, there are some YouTubers out there that have built themselves around kind of being the controversy piece, and that's a great model if you're established and that's the persona you're going for down the road. But keep in mind too, that's going to really impede your ability to get product from anybody. Because if you're presenting this persona that you are always causing trouble and you are wanting to stir the pot, it can be a big challenge to get product into review. When a company works with you, they want to know they're working with someone who is positive, who has a great message. And if you guys are not doing that out there, and you've got this negative thing, and you're always stirring up trouble, and company XYZ stinks so bad, I can't believe it, or they're garbage, or you're starting fights in your local forums or with other personalities on the internet, you're gonna have a tough time getting product, or even working with any companies, or if it's not product, even getting a banner sponsorship on your site. It's gonna be a big, big challenge, and it's gonna really impede you from making a profitable business in this industry. There's a million reasons a company is going to have to say no to you. And it could be everything from anything we mentioned here, not having enough subscribers, not having polished content, to really not having the right demographic that they're looking for, or some things that are totally out of your control. For example, they already have signed contracts with too many people and they can't bring anybody else on. They have, their budget is extended too much, or it's not part of their marketing strategy. I mean, when you're dealing with these large companies, they may not have approval from the higher ups, especially if they're publicly traded, to go down that avenue. Keep in mind, there's things out of control, so don't take it as a kick in the face, and don't take it as personal, like, you know what, you stink, we don't want to work with you. There could be a lot of reasons, and you know what, you need to keep those relationships. Those are really important, and it goes back to those relationships matter. There's a lot of companies that I tried to work with, I built relationships in, and due to one policy or another, they couldn't do YouTube, any kind of product sending or anything along those lines. And people have moved from company to company, and now they're in a company where they can do that with me. So it does matter. And like I said, longevity matters, relationships matter, and building that tenure matters. And as you do that, you will build up some great relationships and get some good sponsorships. So remember, don't burn bridges. I know it's kind of cliche, but this is an extremely small industry. All right, since we're done with questions, I did want to give a good recommendation to you guys. And if you're going to be focused around YouTube, which really is kind of the hot thing right now when it comes to marketing video, if you're going to be wanting to get a sponsorship with someone, whether it be a team, whether it be individual, or whether it be through reviewing, YouTube is probably going to be core to your strategy. That or some sort of photography if you're great at photography. But if it's YouTube, I highly recommend this YouTube channel. It's called Video Creators. A guy named Tim Schmoyer runs it, and it is fantastic. It is full of fantastic information of how to create videos, what to do, everything from production tips, but more importantly around how to make all the background stuff work and how to share your message on the social media platforms like YouTube and Facebook and all that, and actually all the really nitty-gritty stuff to where, well, how can I do a video and then somebody else do a video and my video only gets 1,000 views, but somebody else gets 10,000 views and we have the same number of subscribers? Why are they getting so many more? He'll help you get all the tips and tricks to get to the 10,000 from the 1,000. So fantastic channel. Definitely check it out. I'll put a link down in the description here at the end of the show where you could go and watch some of the videos and just subscribe if you guys are wanting to get into YouTube. This is a fantastic channel to help you learn how to do all that, and even beyond YouTube. He covers a lot of topics outside of that and how other social medias interact. So yeah, check it out. It's videocreators.tv, and the link's right down there in the description. So if you guys have more questions around sponsorships, if you like this video, you want me to kind of do these little guides to how to do things in Airsoft, or whether it be sponsorships or media or whatever, let me know down there in the comment section below. Also, don't forget, because this is a Monday's video, I want to hear all your questions, so put those down there in the comment section below as well. Well guys, like I said, that's it for this show, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got a lot out of it, and I hope it didn't bore you to death with all the do's and don'ts or discourage you. This is really great. I mean, doing media is something I enjoy. It's a passion for me. I love making these videos. And when I stop loving making these videos, I'll stop doing them. But that's not gonna happen anytime soon. And if you guys have a passion for it as well, you guys should succeed and absolutely dive headfirst. Don't let me discourage you. I just want to make sure I laid out all the realities of this so you're armed with the information you need to be successful. Thanks again. I'll see you in the next episode of Airsoftology Mondays.